Hello, my name is Minecraft Phenom08, and this is episode 38 of my 1 Billion Iron Ingot challenge in Minecraft 1.16. In today's episode, I'm going to take this old factory that I have discontinued use of and retrofit it to once again process iron ore into iron ingots. However, this time it will be at a ×4 rate. Now, this factory was originally built to produce 5 iron ingots for every iron ore that it processed. However, it was not very fast. If we take a look over here, it has produced a total of about 34 million iron ingots, whereas the factory that I built to basically replace it and I built later on is over here, and it has produced over 500 million iron ingots. So there is a very large discrepancy on how fast they are. And one thing that I should be able to do is retrofit that factory to be much faster. However, it will be a little less efficient than it was in its former glory time. So let's get started with exactly how to do this. So one really good thing about the way Mechanism does its more advanced ore processing is that it's actually the ×3 version is actually pretty similar to the ×4 version. The ×4 version is just a little more complex. And then the ×5 version is basically the same setup with even more complexity packed onto it, mainly on the front end of it. So let's take a look by grabbing some ore here. And I'm just going to grab 1 iron ore, and I'm going to show you exactly how this is going to work. Rather than pumping in the iron ore down here to these chemical dissolution chambers, we are going to cut out a bunch of this stuff. So basically everything over here is going to be cut out, and here, and these ore washer or chemical crystallizers as well. We're going to take the iron ore and put it directly over here. Every iron ore will produce 4 of these iron shards. These iron shards will come over here. They will get processed into iron clumps. The iron clumps will get processed into dirty iron dust, and then the dirty iron dust will get processed into iron dust, and then processed into iron ingots over there, over here, and then sent over there. So that's how we're going to get things started. Is I actually need to rip a bunch of stuff out. So let me grab a configurator here. And I'm actually going to use this to rip out quite a bit of stuff here. So let me grab this in wrench mode. And I'm actually going to replace all of my piping other than the pressurized tubes, because the pressurized tubes are fine. I'm going to replace all of the item piping with the item pipes from the mod pipes because they are much, much better. So let's go ahead and start ripping out this item pipe right now, because it probably cannot handle the throughput that I will ultimately need with this new system. So let's go ahead and do this. So the top is the output here, and this will be where I have the inputs here for my iron ore. And so let's get rid of that. And let's see here. Where do I want to come from? Actually, right here is exactly where I want to come from. So let's go up. And let's just get rid of just basically what I need to. In the future, if I want to restore this to its ×5 glory of ore product or iron ore to iron ingots, I should be able to do it pretty easily. However, I don't really foresee that happening, but in case I do plan on doing that, I might as well leave that possibility around. So actually, my iron ore is all being stored right here in this black hole unit. As you can see, there's actually 80 million iron ore in there right now, so that is obviously a lot. The item pipes from the mod pipes should be able to handle the volume needed for this system, so I'm going to really hope that's the case. So let's just go ahead and see if it's going to work. We should be able to see relatively quickly if this is going to work as intended or as it needs to. And yeah, let's just go ahead and set this up and see how this will work. So I think the front was the input. So let's drop that down once we get to here. So I need to go 1 more there. And then we can drop that down. And then hook these all up like so. Now, before I actually get that to be an extract, I do want to hook this up because I need to disconnect this right here like that, and that should be good. So let's go ahead and hook the rest of this up. And let's go ahead and turn that bad boy on over here by using my pipe wrench from the mod pipes. I do need to set that to be output, And then I will also need to add one of these ultimate pipe upgrades, which will allow this to transfer 64 items every 1 tick, which should be enough to satisfy all of these guys over here. And as you can see, these are all quickly filled up, so that's pretty fantastic. In the future, I might want to add some speed upgrades to these ultimate injecting factories. However, for right now, I don't think I am producing enough hydrogen chloride to support more speed upgrades. In fact, supporting the amount of speed upgrades that these already have is probably a pipe dream, actually. So let's go ahead and start setting up the rest of the system here. So we need to get these items out and over here. So let's do that next. Basically, the rest of the system is going to be pretty straightforward to do. It's just setting up all of my item conduits correctly and then maybe balancing the machines with some speed upgrades. I know I'm going to have to add some speed upgrades to some of the other machines. These ones probably not so much. So let's go ahead and I knew I was going to do that. And I almost broke my glass as well, but I do have Silk Touch on that, so I could have placed it right back down. So I do need to set these all to be extract, and then I will need to add speed upgrades to all of them. Otherwise, they will not perform as well as they can, because they are producing a lot of these iron shards for each iron ore, obviously 4 per each iron ore, so they will back up rather quickly. So we just need to add these in, and actually it'd be quicker if I did it something like this. So there we go. We should be getting items out pretty quickly and over to the other part of the system. And just a few more here real fast, and then we can move on. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to replace the rest of this item pipe for the rest of the system off camera, because it's going to be the same process. Basically, I just rip out the ultimate logistical transporter, replace it with these item pipes. I need to wrench all of them, the proper ones to be outputs, and then I will need to add some speed upgrades as well to pull items out as quickly as necessary. And once I have all of that done for all of these machines over here, I will be right back. Finally, I have all of the item pipes replaced and all of them are upgraded as need be. And as we can see, all of these machines are now running, or at least many of them are. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. So the next step is to speed things up, and I've actually decided that I am going to go ahead and speed these up. So theoretically, if I'm correct in thinking, if I give these particular machines a ×6 upgrade, I need to give everything else a ×8 upgrade, because they should run, the other machines should run 4 times faster. However, the thing is, they will need to process 4 times the amount of items, because for each 1 item that the ultimate injecting factories process, they actually create 4 items. So that's kind of the thought here. So assuming, obviously, that they all run at the same base speed, which I think many of them do. I'm not completely sure that all of them do. I am going to upgrade them to have 6 speed upgrades. I believe that all of these machines have already 3 upgrades. So if I go ahead and add 3 more to all of these, they should be good to go. So I am going to do that, and I'm going to do that manually just to make sure that I am adding the correct amount of speed upgrades here. And as we can see, actually, some of these are not pulling items out, and I'm wondering why. And actually, it's because, yeah, these are all jam-packed full of items. That's the reason here. They just need to be sped up. So let's roll back down here, and let's hop back into it. I need one more here. And I'm not completely sure that they all have 3 speed upgrades, which is why I'm upgrading them like this. I will upgrade the rest of the machines just by shift clicking. And I need 2 more here. And because it's a much faster and much easier method of doing it. However, because I do want exactly 3 or 6 speed upgrades in these, that's why I'm doing it this way here. I know that I've upgraded these machines this way in the past when I didn't need to. I could have shift clicked and it would have been easier and faster. But like I said, for this, this method is actually will help me see exactly how many upgrades I have in each one. Okay, so these machines probably actually won't be able to handle these amount of speed upgrades. Eventually, I will run out of the hydrogen chloride. Just right now, I have a backlog of it because I didn't have these machines running for a time. So now what I can do is I can take these speed upgrades and I can simply just do this. I will simply just fill the rest of these with speed upgrades, because 8 is the maximum amount of speed upgrades that you can have in these mechanism machines. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can see that it's daylight outside because all the mobs are dying. So that's cool. So you know what? I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is upgrade the rest of these off camera. There are several more banks of machines. So there's 1, 2, 3 more banks of machines to go. That's going to take just a little bit of time. And once I have that done, I will be right back. So the system is currently fully operational. There are a few more things I would like to check out. First off, I do want to see how fast I am running through my hydrogen chloride. In the upper left-hand corner, we can kind of see that the volume is going down quite dramatically. I also want to check out the oxygen. I will maybe do something about this in the future. I'm not going to worry about it in this episode because my basement is already kind of cluttered at this building. Let's take a look at the oxygen. That is also decreasing somewhat rapidly. I might be able to do something about that though. So let's take a quick gander in the basement. As you can see, I have lots of these pumps here, and actually someone mentioned in the comments section, and it might have actually been multiple people, that sinks will get or can give you basically limitless amounts of water. So I will probably replace some of these pumps with sinks and just basically pull the water out of the sinks. A, they don't use power, so that's a little bit less conduit to worry about, and B, they actually provide quite a bit more water than these pumps ever could. So one thing I would like to look at right now is how many of the speed upgrades do I have in these electrolytic separators. So right now it looks like I have 4. These electrolytic separators can use a lot of power. So, but to be honest, power isn't super concerned right now. It's basically like in the system like this right now, what I'm worried about is water, but I can easily remedy that with the sinks here. So let's go ahead and grab a bunch of speed upgrades one more time. And let's go ahead and speed up these electrolytic separators. That way I know that I will have enough oxygen. So if we take a look at how much power these things use, when they are fully upgraded, they use 40,000 EU per tick per machine. And I have a lot of these down here. But as I said earlier, power is not really a concern. I do need to make sure I am getting them enough water to run constantly, though. That's one thing I will have to check out. And actually, no, I didn't mess anything up. So let's just upgrade these real fast, and then I do need to check on my water volume to see if that is dropping or staying the same or whatnot. And I wonder actually if I could pull water out of the bottom of the sinks, because I could actually put the sinks on top of. Actually, I could put them pretty much just in addition to the pumps I already have. That way I don't have to actually get rid of the pumps. I can just leave them there. So after I upgrade these, I do want to check my oxygen volumes to see if that is going up or down. So there we go. All of these are upgraded. Let's see. First of all, the water supply is dropping rather dramatically, and the oxygen supply seems to still be dropping dramatically. Wow, that's kind of crazy, because these are using a lot of power right now, and I'm still not producing enough oxygen. However, I expect this system over here with the hydrogen chloride to be a bottleneck far, far before the oxygen system is, especially since I just upgraded it. Let's grab some sinks, and let's see if we can't rectify the negative water volume that we're getting over here. So let's just grab these. I don't think I need to grab any of those, actually. So let's put down a few sinks here. Let's start out with just 4 of them, kind of in the middle here. And as we can see, I am pretty much out of water already. That is crazy how fast I ran through that amount of water, because these ultimate pipes themselves hold lots and lots of water. So as you can see, I'm still running a water deficit, it looks like. So I might need even more sinks, which is kind of crazy because these things pull out water crazy fast. So yeah, let's grab more sinks. I can make more. So let's do 6 more sinks and see where that gets us. This is honestly kind of crazy. So I'm going to do 3 sinks on this side. And actually, are they connecting? I wonder if water is running into the sinks. So if I pull from both the bottom and the top side here, that's actually something I should try over here. And actually, this is just a little tricky here. I honestly think this will be good enough. I wonder if the water isn't flowing back into the sinks. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, that was fast. Yeah, these sinks are phenomenal. Much, much better than the pumps. So let's go ahead and put in these last 3 sinks just because I can. Hopefully they don't cause any more problems. So let's put this where it actually needs to go. So yeah, they do accept water. So as you can see, my pipes are actually empty when I have basically any of these as inputs. Let's actually test that theory. Yeah, basically. Yeah, wow. Okay, so basically my pipes are full of water now, and that was insanely quick. So that's good to see. I do want to upgrade my hydrogen chloride system, but I don't super want to do it on camera because it's just kind of a tedious process. Basically, I just need to make more of these thermal evaporation plants, and then maybe even I probably need to speed up my electrolyte separators over here as well. But primarily, I just need more of these thermal evaporation plants. And if you want to know how to build these, just check out some of my the previous episode where I actually set up this ore processing facility originally. I did set up one of the thermal evaporation plants, and since then I've obviously set up 4 more. So yeah, those produce the brine here, which gets processed into sodium and chlorine here, and then the chlorine gets processed with hydrogen into hydrogen chloride. So I think that's a good stopping point for today. It is a large upgrade over what was here before because the system is producing quite a bit of iron ingots at this point. If we take a look over here, we can see just how many. It is a very large volume. It will eventually slow down as it kind of gets to the limit of how much hydrogen chloride the system can produce, but it is still going to be a vast, vast, vast improvement over what I had before. So if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. And if you enjoy watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel because that's pretty much what I do. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.